Hey guys, so that's me finished week 5 of the peak, and today things went pretty well. The first thing that I have to note is with my squats today, I noticed on my third set after watching back the footage that I was going deeper on the right hand side than the left hand side, and if you watch closely when the footage comes up, you'll see that the bar isn't even, so it slants towards the right hand side. After that set as well, I was feeling a little bit tight in the left hand side of my lower back. So obviously I kind of put two and two together and realised that my mobility was being limited on the left hand side, and I wasn't going deep enough on that side in comparison to the right, and that was pulling me out of position and making things a little bit more difficult. So I went away and I stretched and I warmed up a little bit more again and got into the sort of final 3 sets. So just to kind of highlight that if you do notice these things, it's not the end of the world, you can always work on them, and that's one of the wonders of filming your sets as well, is that you can watch them back and see what you've done well, what needs to be improved, and then you can obviously act upon that thereafter and improve your lifts. Again, watching these squats back, I'm relatively happy with depth, bar path, how they look really. I opted for a slightly wider hand position, I think this week, and took my feet in a touch from what they have been because my hips have started to get sore, and that usually happens when I have a wider stance in my squat. So I've just taken things in a touch with my feet and taken my hands out a little bit to ease off on the joints, so I'm not in not having any trouble there anyway, and I don't get held up. The other thing that's probably worth mentioning is, having run this program before, I tend to find the 6x6 one of the hardest sessions of the program, simply because it's such high volume for me, and I'm not always used to doing that much volume in a session. Something that's a weakness of mine is I don't like to do volume, and I shy away from it far too often, and I think I would obviously benefit from it, particularly when I'm a little bit further out from meets, so I need to kind of get used to doing a little bit more volume. But from now on it will hopefully be a bit nicer for me with the intensity ramping up, and hopefully all the lifts kind of keep going the way they are, and I'm really happy with how things are going obviously with the squat. Moving on to bench now once this set's finished. It was just the kind of light touch and go bench day, and it felt really good. It felt a lot lighter than it did last week. Last week the bar felt really heavy and just I wasn't uncomfortable unwrapping it myself. It was potentially because I was using a different bench that I'm not used to, but it was just otherwise maybe just that I was fatigued or tired or just feeling weak on that day. So no, really happy with how bench went today. Everything moved nicely and I couldn't really fault it. As always, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and thanks for watching.